to my wife, Lily McKechnie Shin, for leading us in the singing. And to Jason Squires for his fine stereopticon slides. And to Ethel Toffelmeyer for her fine player piano. Yes. Now, as mayor of River City, I have gathered you, River citizens, here to the 4th of July exercises, set up for the indoors in Madison Gymnasium, account the weather. Now, 407. Members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Something screaming about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watan Heat girls of the local wigwam He Wake Up will now present a spectacle, my wife. A spectacle in which my wife, Lady McKechnie Shin, will take a leading part. And it'll be across the creek from the Pest House in Madison Picnic Park.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
It sure did, Hubert. That's why I all prepared for a storm.
The Gazette's accurate most of the time, you know it, J.C.
Well, you wouldn't last very long in the banking business being accurate most of the time, now would you?
Okay.
Order. I'm ready for you, Dean.
I make her early.
She's late, all right. She's right on time with the matter with your lunch.
College is just
She's
fine.
All in order. I was trying to say.
Never mind. Now,
We heard there was a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
well, just a minute.
Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercises?
No one in the exercise.
Let's protect our children.
Yeah.
Resist sin and corruption.
Yeah.
Smite that devil and keep our young boys pure. Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with the wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how can any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Ra-da-ra-da-da-da-ra-ra. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous fabled walls of Jericho. Old billiard parlor walls come a-tumbling down. Well, a band can do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I said a boys' band. Do you hear me? I said River City gonna have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's gonna have a boys' band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. And you hear the thunder of rolling drums and the shimmer of trumpets. Ta-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great Creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottomed timpani tunes, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell, euphoniums, and big bassoons, each bassoon having his big best say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise a full octave higher than the stars.
Never mind. Now, I want that man's reference. Oh, stop that wall.
Hey, wait a minute here.
Jim Clyde, let me go. Thank you, Professor. You have to make an example of him. Ringleader, you know, what he does, the gang does.
Wild kids hanging around my uncle's daughter. His father's one of their day laborers south of town. And he was tagging up and down Main Street after my uncle's daughter last Sunday.
I wasn't either tagged.
Don't you contradict me.
We were just walking together, Jimmy Clyde.
I know exactly what you was doing, my little Tracy Senior. And then Hill, I'll talk to you about this band thing over at City Hall, first thing tomorrow morning. Amen. I want his credentials, sir.
Oh, Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know these kids. He's tough. He's got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Gee, Professor. That's for little kids.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
Nearly had it a couple times.
You did? Well, you're my man. Do you realize that nobody has ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player? There's no place to hold the music.
Jimmy Clyde. I wonder where I can get some wire from.
Well, look in your cellar. That's where people keep wire. Oh, Tommy. Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break the gang. Young lady, miss, what's your name?
Danita. I didn't have any idea you expected me. Yes.
Do you know Tommy Giles? Tommy, this is Anita. Escort the young lady home.
Only except I'm not going home. I gotta go to the library.
Oh,
Yes.
well then, escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
Guys.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow. You made a couple mistakes, though.
Oh,
You may have to go to that billiard parlor and a new pool table in town.
oh, well, what was my other mistake?
That Tanita happens to be the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor. We need your credentials.
We're the school board.
Don't you mean academic certificate?
Something of the sort.
We need your letters and papers.
Make him put up a bond.
What am I hearing? You, sir. Ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't sing them.
Oh, talk then. Down here.
Ice cream.
No, talk slow.
Ice.
You, sir. Now you. You, sir, right here. Ladies, from now on you'll never see one of those men without the other three.
Professor, you're wrong. We've been hating each other for 15 years.
Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream.
How can there be sincerely.
And he sinned sincere. Where is the good in the Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify, tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear. While one single star shines above, how can there be any sin insincere? But we sincerely in love, we're in love.
I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
Well, I've got some wonderful caramels over at the hotel.
Mr. Hill.
Oh, Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street, like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class about 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some of the people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there which may very well give me some interesting information on you.
Hi, Greg.
Well, hey, Marcellus. Oh, don't call me Greg.
So, how'd you make out with the music teacher?
Oh, scrumptious. She ate right out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat.
She did? Boy, did you come smart tonight. Even I thought you knew something about completing the band. Like when you used to imitate that band country fellow back in Java.
Oh, yeah. No, that's kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. Just you keep your eye on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? It used to take only 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Well, it still does, but it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh, no, Greg, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as an music professor. I mean, not for 4 weeks.
Oh, Mars.
But you don't know one note from another.
Well, I have a revolutionary new method called the think system, where you don't bother with any notes.
Well, in 4 weeks' time, the people who want to hear the music will have to leave the band.
But when the uniforms arrive, they forget everything else. At least long enough for me to collect and leave. Oh, this is a refined operation, son, and I've got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand and the last train out of town. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Washburn.
Oh, gonna go let yourself a little canoodling, huh?
Well,
7. Let me fix you up with that little sister. Nice girl. Did your Sunday school.
Oh, no wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of gal spins webs no spider ever. Now listen, boy. A gal who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle, no golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer and I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No dewy young miss who keeps persisting all the time time she keeps insisting, no wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish you see. I flinch, I shy, when the lass with the delicate air goes by. I smile, I grin, when the gal with the touch of sin walks in. I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
Oh, Professor Hill, we're all agog, simply agog. On the KB, we're also excited about the band. And I'm Nicole Toppelmeyer's the pianola girl. And this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks. And of course, you've met Eulalie McKechnie-Shin, our mayor's wife. Isn't this exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I could not say. Oh, no, I could not say this time. My husband wished to investigate, I'm sure, and naturally I'm rested. Oh, yes, I'm rested.
Oh, why, of course, Mrs. Shin. I understand, but you see, part of my music plans include the committee on the dance end. No, wait, do that again, Mrs. Shin. Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
Well, I have a bunny in there that bothers.
Oh, what grace, what expression of rhythm, what natural flow of movement, Mrs. Shin.
Mr. Hill.
Oh, you must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary for the classic dance. Mustn't she, ladies?
Oh, you're perfect, lady.
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del Sart. Will you say yes, Mrs. Shin?
Eulalie McKechnie-Shin. About dancing, that is what.
Then you accept.
Yes, and I'd like to say.
Thank you. And now the young lady who plays the piano, Marion Peru, I believe. After all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 take a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 take a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 take a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 pick a little, talk a little, pick a little,
Her kind of woman
chip, chip,
doesn't
chip,
belong
take a lot, pick a little more,
Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she has taken dirty books.
Dirty books?
Chaucer,
chip, chip, chip,
Rabelais, and the worst thing, of course I shouldn't tell you this either, but I'll tell.
The man lived on my street, let me tell. Oh, I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town till she came here. Oh, Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium. Madison Picnic Park. Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who did he think he was anyway?
Well, I should say. Show off. Gave the town the library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
And he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh yes, that woman made brazen overtures. With a gift of charity, she had a golden glint in her eye and a silver point to the counterfeit ring. Just melt it down and you'll reveal a little lettuce cold as steel. Here, where a woman's heart should be. He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer.
Oh, I certainly did. I have just what you want from my hotel. Please come with me. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. all right. I know everything and it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you were probably very young. Anyone can make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations. I'll only be in town for a short while and this sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I have.
Well, what would you like to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please!
The librarian. You're not listening, Marion. Look. Marion. Marbles. 6 steelies, 8 aggies, a dozen peewees, and 1 big glass with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop it.
No!
Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer hose brigade men had to whisper the news to Marion. Madam Librarian. What can I say, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to Carrion. Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man was singing. In the moonlight, and a fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song with the moonlight helping along. But when I tried in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause I can never win, or the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin. Annie talking out loud with Annie Librarian, such as Marion. The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights. Marshmallow,